Hi there, welcome to today's video. It's absolutely freezing outside. Well, you know, it's winter, so it's no big surprise, but I thought it would be nice to work on something a little warming today. So I'm going to make a miniature fireplace complete with some little Christmas stockings on there to make it nice and festive. So I think it would work best as a Christmas tree ornament, but it's entirely up to you how you'd like to utilise yours, whether it's a piece of art or a little prop. So let me go and show you how I make it. So for this tutorial you'll need 3 shades of brown clay, a light, a medium and a dark, along with some green clay, some yellow, some white and some reds, or some orange clay would work too. And I'll be using these tools. So here I have an old toothbrush, my blade cutting tool, my needle tool, a scalpel and a couple of ball tools and some teeny tiny cookie cutter tools and some craft wire. But anything that you have similar would work too. So with the darkest brown clay, I'm just making like a very basic square shape really. And with the back of my blade cutting tool, which isn't the sharp ends, I'm creating a series of line indentations so I can make some brick effect. So with my needle tool here, I just need to mark out some bricks really. And I'm just going to go over some lines here to make them a little deeper so it creates a bit more definition really. And for some texture I'll use my old toothbrush here and just pat that down repeatedly on the clay. And with the lightest shade of brown here, this will make the front of the fireplace, so I need to make a very similar shape as the back. So I'm just cutting around the piece that I've worked with before. And again I just need to create a series of lines so that I can create a brick effect again. And I'll just go over with my needle tool so I can create a bit more definition really. And just mark out some bricks again with my needle tool. And again I want to create some texture so it looks a little more convincing as a brick effect. And with my round little cookie cutter tool here, I need to create a little circle in the centre. So I'll just cut that out. And with my blade tool here, I'm just going to cut down from the outside of the circle downwards, like so. I don't know how to best to explain it really, I'm sure you get what I mean. And I'm just taking the bottom off the front fireplace here, just so that I can add a ledge to the bottom a little later and it will secure to the back. And I just need to ensure that they're of the same size really, so just trimming that down further. And with my little ball tool here, I'm just adding some further texture detail in. And I've got a really tiny ball tool here that I'm just going to go around the brickwork with, just so it's nice and defined. So now I need to move on to some fire. So I've created a variety of fire tones, so there's orange, yellow and one in between. And I just need to place them like so to create a fire effect. Now I'm making a ledge to go at the bottom, which makes things much neater really. and I'll just add some texture in too. So I need to create a ledge at the top as well, so I'm just building up some layers of strips of clay really. The top one overlaps between the two layers just to ensure that they stick together, and just trim those off like so. And with my needle tool here, I'm creating a wood effect. So it's just a case of going over and creating some random lines, and it creates quite a convincing effect really. So now I need to make some little tiny Christmas stockings, and I'll just cut those out freestyle with my scalpel. And there's another one, so the design's nice and balanced well. And I'll just add some white detail to the top of the stockings so they look a lot more Christmassy. So now I'm going to create a nice red bow as the centerpiece on the top of the ledge. So really easy, just create a couple of heart shapes and add in some details. And that just attaches like so. And to secure the hearts together, I've got just a very small strip of red clay, and just place that over like so and attach. And I think the piece needs some holly now, so I've got my teeny tiny cookie cutter tools here, and with this club shaped tool I'm just going around this leaf to create a nice little holly effect. It's very fiddly, but it's you know, worth it at the ends, like everything. So I've got two of those, and I'll just pop those underneath the bow like so, and add in some details on the holly leaves. And as it's a Christmas fireplace, I think it needs a couple of presents really, so I'll make a couple of teeny tiny ones with some red and some green clay here. So it's just a case of using some really narrow strips of red clay to create a convincing ribbon. And I'll just attach those again like so. And to make them pop, I think the wrapping paper needs a little bit of design work on it, so just really easy again, add in some tiny dots of yellow clay, and I think that makes it pop a lot more. And because I'm making this into an ornament for a tree, I'm just creating a couple of attachment pieces just with some craft wire. Really easy, just bend them over a tool and pop those in either side of the ornaments. I think adding two is probably necessary really, just so it balances well on the tree instead of one in the centre, because it's a fairly big piece really. And I think I need to add another length at the bottom here just to make the ledge stick out a little more. And I'll add in some stone detail here, just with my little ball tool. So now it's ready to bake, and at this point you'll need to refer to your own brand of polymer clay's baking instructions. So now it's baked and cooled, I think I'm going to add some Sculpey glaze just to a few elements here. So I think certainly the ribbon and the holly leaves. And and maybe the gifts as well. And I'll just add some string to the attachment pieces. And there it is, all done and ready to adorn your Christmas tree. Hope you have fun making yours. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.